Good evening. I'm calling this meeting to order. This is Dr. Jennifer Jones, Board President. We will now recess to a closed executive session per RCW 4230110 for a legal update and RCW 4230110D for a real estate update with no action to follow, and reconvene to the regular board meeting at 6 p.m. First item on the agenda is roll call. Scholar representatives, will you start?
Izzy Owens, Todd Beamer High School.
Dr. Murphy?
Joan Murphy, school district number 5.
Trudy Davis, Director, District 4.
Lakeisha Phillips, Director, District 3.
Jennifer Jones, Director, District 2.
Eric Gollings, Director, District 1.
Danny Pfeiffer, Superintendent.
Next is a presentation of colors by the Todd Beamer High School JROTC. Please rise if you are able.
Order, colors. Right. Face. Carry, colors. Present, colors. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Carry, colors. Order, colors. Left, face. Forward, colors. Forward, march.
You may now be seated. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the meeting agenda. At this time, we'll entertain a motion.
I move the Board of Education approve the meeting agenda of March 31st, 2026 as submitted.
I have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is required approvals agenda. At this time, we'll entertain a motion.
I move the Board of Education approve the required approvals agenda of March 31st, 2026 as submitted.
I have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is school welcome, Thomas Jefferson High School. Dr. Pfeiffer.
Yep, I'm so excited to be here at Thomas Jefferson High School, home of the Raiders this evening. So thank you to the staff and the students for hosting us. And I'm going to invite Principal Joe Rush to do our school welcome. He's going to highlight the strengths and the opportunities for growth here at Thomas Jefferson High School. And he's coming up right now with his crew. As soon as he gets there, I'm going to hand it over to Principal Rush.
Thank you, Dr. Pfeiffer. My name is Joe Rush. I am principal of the world's greatest high school, Thomas Jefferson High School. Thank you for coming. What makes TJ unique? Well, one, we're an international baccalaureate school, which means that students both as underclassmen and as upperclassmen develop well-rounded skills. It's not a sit and get and memorization of facts like some other standardized tests. They have to go through a robust exercise in which they record themselves, submit their grades, and also continue to take paper and pencil tests. And we have over 100 testers each year. We also have the best leadership program in the state. If you want to come out to our homecoming assembly, you'll see just how hard our leadership kids work. Our freshman mentorship program that the leadership team supports leads to some pretty impressive gains amongst our freshman class, which you'll see later. And then our Spirit of Giving is also a event that kids look forward to every year. Among other things, the leadership program is truly fabulous. The people behind me are not my security detail. They're our speech and debate, and they have impressed year after year after year. You'll hear more from them later, including a 3-time finalist who speaks 9 different languages and a current state champion. What else is impressive is our math team has finished top 10 in nationals year after year after year after year. And that is going against private schools and preparatory academies, and they're quite impressive. And the work that they put in is admirable. Finally, we are a school that celebrates our diversity through cultural assemblies. So our LSU club, our BSU club, our Native American Action Coalition, our Asian American and Pacific Islander clubs each host their own assembly throughout the year. For our focus on scholar safety and sense of belonging, we are in the top quintile for handling challenging feelings, and a big contributor to that is our advisory programming. So everything we do at TJ focuses on our values of pride, which is purposeful, responsible, involved, determined, and empathetic. And through our advisory programs, students are able to make a plan each Monday. We call it Make a Plan Monday. We have a lot of community circle work done on Tuesdays. What I Need Wednesday is an opportunity for kids to enact the plans that they made on Monday to improve their learning. And then we have Character Strong delivered on Thursday. So along with that, we have gains in both sense and belonging and scholar safety that are statistically significant. And then finally, a unique feature of Thomas Jefferson is we engage in what's called You Talk, We Listen. That's an opportunity for every scholar in advisory class to give feedback on what's working, what's not working, both in and outside of the classroom. Then a scholar representative comes to the library and shares those, and adults are there to listen, take notes, and then our CELT team enacts those plans to better the school. So we take the words of kids and put it into action. And so what are some of our significant gains? Well, one is our growth in SBA ELA has been 9%. Which is statistically significant. Our growth in math is 2%. We also have improved our on-track grad rate for this year, which is part of our grad assurance process. It was 83% last year, and we're 92% this year. And then finally, you can see the work. What you see in the middle there is our freshman data. So first semester from 2025 compared to first semester 2026 with our Freshman Success Initiative has not only gained in each discipline, as you see there, but specifically in scholars who are passing all classes. We had 16% additional freshmen this year compared to last year pass all their classes. And then as you see down, scholars who are Asian, 13% increase, scholars who are Black, 15%, scholars who are Hispanic, 18%, scholars who are white, 18%. The list goes on. We didn't have any subgroup decline in their ability to earn credit by passing all their classes first semester. Then our family and community partnerships, I kind of broke this up into 2 different categories. One is family connections. So we have a Welcome to TJ barbecue each year, and that's a pre-orientation exercise that we do with our freshmen. We obviously have open house and SLCs, which we start tomorrow. Within that, though, we also have Dari nights and Spanish nights, in which we specifically invite those families in to hear information about TJ in their native language. We have Raider Parent Movement, who just completed their auction last month and raised over $60,000 once again. That goes to scholarships. That math team relies on RPM to go to nationals each year, as a couple of examples. We engage with the Coffee with the Principal that Sunnycrest has started as a feeder pattern. And then we're working with the Office of MTSS to have our first Afghan family nights, which will be the first 3 Mondays following spring break. So we're very excited about that. Our community partnerships, we have El Centro de la Raza, who's in our building 4 days a week. They run 3 separate programs, Hope for Youth, Elevar, and Palante. Each program is geared specifically, but the unique, the way that El Centro touches kids' lives is it's beyond the schoolhouse. So they also engage in weekend and summer healthy activities for youth. We also have Build to Lead, who's in our building. They run 2 different programs, Civic Champions and Closing the Gap. And then this will be the 3rd annual Melanin and Medicine event, which is happening on Friday. And then we also have Pro Se Potential, who really focuses on case management for students who have either experienced being on probation or who have made choices that lead to that. And so they case manage to ensure that those students make healthy choices. So both in school and out of school. Again, another program that doesn't just work with kids from 7:25 to 1:55, but after school on the weekend and during the summer. And then we have our Scholar Showcase, which are the kids behind me. So Thomas Jefferson Speech and Debate is one of the best programs in the state, placing in the top 5 more than any other school. Any other school, not in Federal Way, but any other school in the state of Washington. Last year they placed 5th, and this year was first, excuse me, last year they were 1st in the state, and this year was no different as they had a top 5 finishing by placing 4th. They're led, as you can see, by these scholars behind me. It's a very diverse group of scholars, with many of them will perform sections of their speech tonight that they picked out specifically for you to hear. We have 3-time finalist in Impromptu Speak, who also happens to speak 9 different languages, ending with our state champion in humorous interpretation. Without further ado, TJHS, Speech and Debate. You too?
I do think that pineapple belongs on pizza because of 3 separate points. Firstly, because pineapple creates a contrasting flavor that is unique to this specific combination. Secondly, because many people find this combination enjoyable. And then lastly, because we live in America and we are allowed to put whatever toppings that we want on our pizza.
I'm here to tell you why pineapple does not belong on pizza. Firstly, it is a major contrast in the sweet and savory flavors of a pizza. Secondly, if you're going to eat something as unhealthy as pizza, don't try to make it healthy by adding a random fruit. And finally, but most importantly, it just does not taste that good.
If there's one thing I know for sure everyone in this room has experienced, and I'm looking at you, is marriage. Am I right, guys? Okay, I know I'm not the only one that gets married after a week of talking, and I'm looking at you, but I feel like this says a lot about the current landscape of love. Over 50% of marriages in the United States of America end up in divorce, but a popular step that these couples take before finally calling it quits is going to the marriage counselor. However, they're not alone. Today we'll follow Tiger and Susan and their time in The Marriage Counselor by Joey Owlett.
There are over 1,500 dating apps and sites online. And in the wise words of, well, I don't know who, why have 1 boyfriend when you could have 5? Why have 5 boyfriends when you could have 9? Now hold on. Why have 9 boyfriends when you could have 15? Just kidding. Now on to more serious topics. In this technologically isolated society that we live in, more and more people search for love online. Fortunately, however, there are still a few places to offer face-to-face contact. John is looking for and has come to a speed dating event at one of the local clubs. Let's see if he could find the one as we count down to love by Andrew Messer.
Boys are stupid. Throw rocks at them. I agree boys are stupid, but you don't have to be so violent. No. I don't really mean that. That was the name of a cover I saw the other day. Oh, that makes a lot more sense, but there is a great deal of truth there. Boys just don't get it. They really don't. Maybe we should tell the story to everyone about girls and their struggles. This is Boys by Jason Cho.
En Démocratique République du Congo, nous commençons par remercier tout le monde. As translating from the language of French, thank you everyone for coming here. But miraculously, I'm going to present the speech music to three forms congregating from my native land, Democratic Republic of Congo, to where I grew up in a refugee camp, Dzaleka. So, au Congo, nous disons merci à tout le monde. And in Sudan, we say, Mahraba, Nata Kenyatta Ilombe, signifying that although I'm Kenyatta, arise from Democratic Republic of Congo, not even Kenya, there's many ways to where people learn languages, to where they could attain and sustain themselves, fit in societies where many could say, Weye auko akwetu, as the Swahilis could describe you that you not belong to them, and the Chewa would say, Fika ni kwatu. Two significant languages spoken in two various different forms from east to west, but all connecting the significance of how we are Africans.
And nothing has to change today. You didn't mean to say I love you. I love you. And they brought you here. You said you'll feel sick because of the effects of the drugs. Shallow breathing, vertigo, nausea, hallucinations. Your face was spinning as you spoke. I could hear you shuffling towards me, so I tried my voice. Why?
Wealth transfers widen absolute gaps in wealth holdings. In other words, if when Elon Musk dies and leaves all of his wealth to his 14, 15 kids, who's counting anymore? The wealth gap will only get larger for the rest of us. Now, I don't know what kind of life X-A12 will have, because Elon is not your typical billionaire. But there's no denying that their inherited wealth will leave them significant financial advantages for the future.
Mary! Oh, Rosalita, I don't know what a girl like you seen a mug like me, but I loves ya with all my heart. I loves ya, Rosalita. That's exactly what my sister used to do to me whenever I misspelled or mispronounced a word back when I was a kid. And as Mark Twain once said, anyone who can only think of one way to spell a word obviously lacks imagination. So, fortunately for Tom, he has plenty of it. But he still needs to pass his spelling test. The Right Stuff by Danukala, a monologue that reminds us that our learning should be diverse and we shouldn't be rigid in our way of teaching. Thank you.
Thank you very much for allowing us to present Thomas Jefferson High School for you.
Thank you, Thomas Jefferson, and thank you, speech and debate team. Excellent. Next item on the agenda is Because of You Awards. Dr. Pfeiffer.
Yes, thank you very much. Because of You Award recognizes staff members who go above and beyond to support students, schools, and our community. They're nominated by students in grades 3 through 12, and the recipients are chosen monthly by our Superintendent Scholar Advisory Team. I'm going to hand it over now at the podium to our representative to the board, Izzy Owens, to do the honors. Board, if you would join me in the front.
We would like to call Jacob Noakes, teacher at Lakeland Elementary, forward to be recognized. He was nominated by multiple scholars. Scholars from Rainier View shared how much they miss Mr. Noakes since he moved to Lakeland Elementary. Amari, Anthony, and Mohammed highlighted his creative teaching style, calling him the best and noting that he made learning fun every day.
Other students, including Nancy and Adelina, shared they felt safe and empowered in his classroom, whether he was giving great advice or showing consistent kindness. His support made them feel like they could achieve anything. Because of you, scholars like Amari and Anthony enjoy school, and students like Josiah and Marianne have learned the value of kindness in math. Your dedication has truly made a difference in their lives. We would like to call Leslie Hargraves, physical science teacher at Evergreen Middle School, forward to be recognized. She was nominated by Ricardo Gonzalez. Ricardo shared that Miss Hargraves is one of the best teachers he has ever had. She was patient when he asked questions and was always fun and very nice. Ricardo looked forward to school each day because it meant Miss Hargraves would be teaching. Ricardo said that she is a good person to talk to when you need support and is always there when you need her. Because of you, Ricardo feels seen and acknowledged. We would like to call Jeremy Klug, teacher at Illahee Middle School, forward to be recognized. He was nominated by Caden Rose. Caden shared that Mr. Klug makes sure everyone can learn in a way that works for them because he makes class fun, welcoming, and inclusive for all. The class gives hand-on experiences that Caden would not be able to have outside of school. Caden's favorite parts of projects like terrariums and has learned so much about gardening. Because of you, Caden loves coming to school and feels more confident and excited about learning. We would like to call Andy Jowensen, history teacher at Federal Way High School, forward to be recognized. He was nominated by Mariana Morales. Mariana shared that Mr. Jowensen makes learning history interesting even when he pushes students to step outside of their comfort zones, like learning to give a presentation in front of a class. Mariana said that he has made an impact on many students with his honest and unique styles of teaching and helped students improve skills they didn't know they had. She appreciates the creativity of lessons and that he uses projects like podcasts, documentaries, and poetry to keep students engaged. Because of you, Mariana has learned about history and about life.
We would like to call Ian Berthoff, teacher at Open Doors at Truman, forward to be recognized. He was nominated by Adamari Gomez and Eliana Wada. Adamari shared that Mr. B helped her stay on track, especially when she considered dropping out. With support from Mr. B, Adamari realized graduating isn't only a goal, it is an opportunity for more growth that opens doors. Eliana shared that Mr. B is understanding and super funny. Because of you, Adamari graduated from high school and made her family proud. Because of you, Eliana is motivated for school every day.
Right here. Next item on the agenda is good news announcement, and I will read those. Congratulations to Decatur High School's jazz band, who recently represented our district at the 29th annual Starbucks Hot Java Cool Jazz at the Paramount Theater. Students and staff, please come forward so we can recognize this incredible honor. Decatur was one of just 5 Seattle area high school jazz bands selected for this honor, and notably the first school from the South Sound ever invited to perform at this prestigious event. Yes. Our scholars performed for a sold-out audience of nearly 3,000 people at one of Seattle's most iconic venues. This historic achievement is a testament to the dedication, artistry, and heart of our musicians and their director. Congratulations on an outstanding performance. We are FWPS proud of you.
Standing ovation, sold out crowd, 3,000, and you can check them out on YouTube because their video is uploaded if you didn't get a chance to be there. Just an outstanding representation. Thank you very much for representing Federal Way Public Schools, for just being outstanding musicians, and also under the leadership of Mr. Leslie. You represented well, and we are very proud of you. So thank you.
Congratulations to our 18 swimming and diving scholars from all 4 comprehensive high schools. All who competed at the 2026 WIAA 3A State Boys Swimming and Diving Championship. Scholars and coaches, if you are here this evening, please come forward to be recognized. Qualifying for the state meet at the King County Aquatic Center is a significant achievement. We are especially proud to recognize 2 of our scholars who placed in the 10 in the state in their respective events. Your hard work and performance represented our district well. Congratulations to all our state competitors and coaches on a successful season. We are FWPS proud of you. We are proud to recognize Brenda Bargelt, Data Secretary for the Truman Campus, who was recently named the Washington Education Association Education Support Professional of the Year. This prestigious statewide honor is the highest level of recognition for education support professionals in Washington, celebrating those who demonstrate exceptional professional practice, leadership, and a deep commitment to their school community. Brenda's here. As a data secretary, Brenda serves as the background of the Truman Campus. Known as the heart of the office, she is celebrated for her tireless work behind the scenes and her ability to make every scholar and colleague feel seen and valued. Brenda, your dedication to excellence embodies our Better Together spirit and highlights the vital role our staff play in helping every scholar thrive. Congratulations on this historic achievement. We are FWPS proud of you. More. Congratulations to our Federal Public School scholars who competed in the 2026 WIAA 3A State Girls Bowling Championships. Scholars and coaches, if you are here this evening, please come forward to be recognized. This year, 12 of our students advanced to the state level at Bolero in Tequila. We are especially proud to recognize Thomas Jefferson High School student Layla Takia, who earned an incredible second place finish in the individual standings. All right. Reaching the state stage is a significant achievement and is testament to your focus and skill. Your performance represented our district with excellence and pride. Congratulations to all our state competitors and coaches on a successful season. We are FWPS proud of you. We are also proud to recognize 3 outstanding scholars for their exceptional performance in the 2026 American Mathematics competitions. Yes. This prestigious national contest challenges middle school students with high-level mathematical reasoning. Out of more than 80,000 participants nationwide, these 3 students represent the very top tier of mathematical talent in our district. Students and staff here this evening, please come forward to be recognized. Tirufat Mola from Sacagawea Middle School scored 19, a strong performance that puts her in contention for National Honor Roll. Michael Wynn from Federal Way Public Academy scored 17, a strong performance that puts him in contention for national honors.
I am Michael, but not Michael.
Declan Bunting from Federal Way Public Academy scored 16, a strong performance that puts him in contention for the National Achievement Roll for 6th graders. Congratulations to our top scholars and all participants for representing our district so well on the national stage. We are FWPS proud of you. Also proud to recognize our Federal Way Public Schools gymnastics scholars for their outstanding performance at the 2026 WIAA 3A State Gymnastics Championships. Yes. This year, 28 talented students from all 4 of our comprehensive high schools qualified and competed at the state level, representing the highest caliber of athleticism and grace in Washington. Scholars and coaches, please come forward to be recognized. Our teams delivered an impressive showing with Thomas Jefferson High School placing 7th and Decatur High School placing 8th in the state teams standings. We also celebrate several individual achievements, including 2 additional scholars who placed in the top 10. We are especially thrilled to recognize Riley Kabang from Thomas Jefferson High School, who was crowned a state champion in the individual beam and earned 2nd place in the individual bars. Right. Your achievements reflect the hours of dedication, precision, and school pride you bring to the gym every day. Congratulations to all of our gymnasts and coaches on a historic season and for reaching the state stage. We are FWPS proud of you. More. One more. Yeah. Congratulations to our Federal Way Public Schools wrestling scholars for their outstanding performances at the 2026 WIAA 3A State Mat Classic 37 Boys and Girls Wrestling Championships. Roman numerals. This prestigious tournament brings together the top student athletes from across Washington to compete on the state's biggest stage. We are incredibly proud to announce that 59 scholars from all 4 of our comprehensive high schools qualified and competed at the state level this year, including 41 girls and 18 boys. Scholars and coaches, you're here today. Please come forward to be recognized. Our scholars demonstrated exceptional dedication and skill throughout the tournament, with 8 students earning top podium finishes. We would like to give a special recognition to our 2 state finalists, Marina Velasco Bono from Federal Way High School, who earned 2nd place in the girls 130 weight division, and Caleb Clemens from Todd Beamer High School, who earned 2nd place in the boys 120 weight division. Your achievements reflect the excellence, perseverance, and school pride that define our district. Congratulations to all our competitors and coaches on a remarkable season and for representing Federal Way Public Schools with such distinction at the Mat Classic. We are FWPS proud of you.
All right, board team, if you could continue to be up here for me. We have a special recognition this evening. One last good news announcements. I'd like to ask Jerry Carlson, Executive Director of Business Services, to join us up here. She's gonna cry. It's with great appreciation I share that after 36 years of dedicated service to Federal Way Public Schools, Jerry Carlson will be retiring from her role as Executive Director of Business Services, with her final day being today. One more board meeting for her. Jerry, Jerry has served in a number of critical roles throughout her career, including revenue accountant, director of budget and grants, interim CFO, and executive director of business services. In each of these positions, she has helped build and sustain a strong financial foundation that supports our students, staff, and community. Her accomplishments are many, including leading a district-wide financial software conversion, very important, strengthening our auditing processes, and improving financial tracking and reporting systems. She has also helped guide the district through shifting financial landscapes, supporting the passage of multiple EP&O levies, and contributed to consistent, successful state audits and legislative advocacy on behalf of our schools. What stands out most is Jerry's steady, thoughtful approach to complex work. She has a unique ability to make district budget systems understandable and accessible, ensuring that leaders across the organization have the clarity needed to make informed decisions in support of students. Jerry is deeply respected across Washington for her expertise and commitment to fiscal responsibility. Both she and her leadership will be greatly missed, but her impact will continue to benefit our district for years to come. Please join me once again in celebrating Jerry Carlson's remarkable career and wishing her all the best in the next chapter of her life.
Next item on the agenda is legislative update. Director Phillips.
The legislative session is over. Dr. Pfeiffer.
We are right now in the middle of really analyzing the financial impacts on the district. I am unfortunately here to share with you that due to the legislative action of local effort assistance, the impact to our budget next year will be a reduction of 2.1 million, and over the course of the next several years, upwards of 17 million that we will no longer receive as revenue stream. So that will significantly impact Federal Way Public Schools. And this is a hard and unfortunate thing for me to say. And despite our community coming behind us and passing an EP&O levy, as well as us being good stewards of the finances here in district, as well as already reducing $13 million in our budget, we have more difficult times ahead when we already get much less than some of our neighbors. So we will be engaging most likely next year the community in conversations related to these reductions. As always, I promise to be transparent about our financial landscape, communicating that on multiple levels, and then also asking for your partnership and advocacy at the state level related to some actions that need to be changed relative to local effort assistance, regionalization, and just an investment in public education at the state level, despite what the state financially is going through. It is their paramount duty to fund public education, and they are falling far short of that. So a partnership and advocacy is welcomed. More to come for this brief legislative update.
Thank you, Dr. Pfeiffer. Next item on the agenda is board meeting assessment. 5 times a year, we have a board director assess the board meeting and provide feedback. For this meeting, Director Murphy will be conducting the assessment and will be reporting out at the end of the meeting. Next item on the agenda is the Executive Limitation 2 presentation. Dr. Pfeiffer.
Thank you, board team. As you know, annually I provide an update related to my compliance of the executive limitations that you have set for me as a superintendent. This evening, we'll be providing evidence of that compliance. Executive Limitations 2 is all about relationships and interactions, academic programs, and conduct and discipline. I'm going to invite, and we have reported through these through the ends presentations multiple times throughout the year, but I'm going to invite our Deputy Superintendent, Ms. Marla Newton, and our Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Spencer, to provide this presentation on my behalf. Marla.
Good evening, Board President Dr. Jones, members of the board, Superintendent Dr. Pfeiffer, and our scholar reps. Tonight, we are presenting our data and next steps on Executive Limitations 2. The purpose of tonight's presentation is to outline the rationale and the research supporting EL2, illustrating alignment to the goals within Federal Way strategic plan, providing current and future practices that serve as evidence of the superintendent's compliance with EL2. EL2 focuses on scholars, specifically through relationships, academic programs, and conduct and discipline supports. The components of EL2 focus on establishing relationships and interactions within our school community and beyond, developing a rigorous standards-based educational program, developing culturally responsive preparatory programs, and establishing safe, civil, and supportive school environments. The 4 components of EL2 align to our mission, core beliefs, and the pillars of our strategic plan. The work being done in support of EL2 has been shared with you throughout this year during our ends presentations. This evening, though, we will highlight some specific work as it pertains to the executive limitation. Dr. Pfeiffer's vision for EL2 is implemented by our Office of Equity, Student Support Services, Communications Department, Teaching for Learning, and the Office of the Superintendent. The first component is relationship with scholar, parent, guardians, and the public. Initiatives that are new or refined this school year have been indicated by the box on the left, while sustained initiatives are indicated on the right-hand side of the slide. We know and believe that schools can't do this work in isolation. The partnership with families and community and listening to the voices of our scholars helps us to target and refine our efforts, meeting the needs of all within our system. This year, we have continued to expand resources, supports, and activities that highlight and bring opportunity for shared learning and strong relationship between scholars, staff, families, and our community. We will unpack a few of these initiatives on the next slide. This year, we saw our EP&O levy garner nearly 62% voter support, indicating high family and community understanding and support. We have had over 900 families attend our family academies, with 1 more to go. And we've had over 700 participants in our CTE Scholar Showcase and continue to see high engagement in our scholar-led conferences, which are taking place again this week. Our family academies continue to provide critical information and learning for our families. This year, the themes have focused on 21st century learning, scholar health and wellness, summer connections to maintain learning, digital literacy for parents, and supporting successful transitions. Each family academy offers multiple sessions focused on information to support our families in supporting their scholar success. Our families find these evenings valuable, as evidenced by record numbers of participation and providing continuous feedback for improvement. Dr. Spencer will now share our efforts towards EL2, B, and C.
Good evening. EL2B addresses a rigorous standards-based academic program that enables all scholars to achieve the board's ends policies. Our strategic plan highlights this work as it relates to our student learning goals. This year, with beginning work of our MTSS approach, there has been intentional focus on both academics and social emotional learning, ensuring we're addressing the needs of the whole child and preparing them for a bright future. Through specific school improvement planning and intentional focus on classroom instruction, implementing MTSS, professional learning to support both administration and building staff, and a focus on intervention and acceleration, we have made strides this year supporting our academic programs, ensuring standards-aligned best practices. Some specific areas of focus this year have been on Tier 1 and Tier 2 instruction through MTSS and core instructional strategies aligned with our instructional framework, CEL 5D. We've implemented intervention supports at all levels and are currently in the midst of a focus on high-quality, rigorous core instruction. We implemented our middle school master schedule, which included level up time, which specifically incorporates academic intervention and extension. We continue to expand our CTE and college and career readiness initiatives to support scholars in their post-secondary endeavors. Our key priorities this year remain high-quality, rigorous instruction, multi-tiered academic supports, and multi-tiered social-emotional supports. This year, we have an intentional focus on writing across the content areas. Reading and writing are intimately connected. Writing matters even at the earliest grades when students are learning to read. Writing helps students learn content and make sense of it, which is why it is one of our key focus areas this year. Assurance teams are based in improvement science, where we focus on early intervention, prevention over remediation, use data-driven decision-making, and ensure all students are getting what they need to access high-quality learning and be successful in each stage. We have implemented 3 different assurance teams focused on K-3 academic achievement, 9th graders on track, and graduation assurance. EL2C ensures that we develop and adopt culturally responsive preparatory programs that enable all scholars to achieve the board's ends policies. Our strategic plan goals ensure we strive to prepare all scholars at the highest academic and social emotional levels while developing engaged critical thinkers. Our goal is to enable all scholars with the skills they need to be successful in their chosen bright future. Some key preparatory initiatives include the National Academy Foundation Year 2 implementation for biomedical and engineering academies and the Year 1 implementation of the Heart Visual Arts Academy at Thomas Jefferson. Increasing the guaranteed admissions program, the expansion of AP options at all comprehensive high schools, and the continuation of Link and Web Crew to support smoother transitions to middle and high school. We are focused on ensuring all teachers have SIOP professional development to ensure they are providing accessible grade-level instruction. We have expanded our college and career readiness experiences, and we've expanded to include all post-secondary pursuits in celebration of Senior Signing Day to celebrate all of our scholars' next steps after Federal Way Public Schools. Here we provide an overview of how we are ensuring our career and technical education courses are meeting the needs of our local industries and preparing students for their post-secondary pursuits. As we launch new programs, we continue to intentionally develop these programs with direct links to businesses and higher ed partners to offer our scholars multiple options for post-secondary opportunities. Every new pathway is designed with direct links to employers and higher ed. At the end of last year, we were awarded the Horizon and Limitless grants to focus on increasing the capacity of our counselors to provide post-secondary and academic advising. We're using these grant monies to provide professional development for principals and counselors to improve upon our systems for advising, starting in 9th grade, that support scholars in meeting their post-secondary goals. Marlon will now close with EL2D.
EL2D establishes a school environment that is safe, civil, and supportive, conducive to effective teaching and learning, and free from unnecessary disruption. Breakfast in the classroom is now at almost every one of our elementary schools, with the last 2 coming on board next school year, while Second Chance Breakfast continues to support our secondary scholars, ensuring a healthy start to their school day after the bell. We continue to focus on STEAM exposure and opportunities for scholars, allowing them to dream big and engage in activities that expose them to science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and the arts. Both our attendance and discipline networks continue, and we have joined OSPI's statewide attendance network, allowing us to meet with state leadership and districts around the state to problem solve around attendance efforts. This year, we have revamped the structure of our district safety committee, which meets quarterly to review district-wide safety factors, including topics such as safety inspections, indoor air quality, accident prevention, and assurance of school-based safety committee meetings. We view our work on creating safe, civil, and supportive environments through both a proactive lens and an analytical lens to support all of our students' success in school. Our strategic plan, last revised in 2021, is undergoing a refresh this school year, as our commitment to ensuring that every scholar we serve has a voice, a dream, and a bright future continues the work completed around our portrait of a graduate and its 6 identified competencies will help to shape a new lens for our district strategic plan, supporting the goals, metrics, and strategies that position our Federal Way Public School scholars to be successful within their pre-K through 12 school journey and position for success post-high school. We will continue to gather and elevate the voices of our stakeholders, sharing a collective vision for each and every student that we serve. Washington State has joined a nationwide effort to cut chronic absenteeism in half over the next 5 years. Chronic absenteeism is defined as a student missing 10% or more of their school days, or 18 days in a year, and includes both excused and unexcused absences. Washington has a goal of reducing chronic absenteeism from 27% to 14% by 2029. Participating school districts, OSPI has invited school districts to participate, and we have joined the effort. As a member of this community of practice, we are learning about promising research-based practices and strengthening our own district systems. Research shows that better attendance results in better academic outcomes and builds belonging through relationship and access to resources and opportunities that support success beyond academics. Thank you for your time this evening as we continue to enhance our implementation of EL2. relationships, academic programs, and conduct. And we are proud of what we have been able to accomplish thus far this year and know that we have areas of growth that we can continue to build upon. As we continue our efforts, we will continue to keep our strategic plan goals and core beliefs as drivers for our work, knowing and believing that every scholar can learn at the highest levels and that what we do within the classroom and our district every day has the highest impact on student learning. Please let us know if you have any questions.
Thank you for that presentation. Board members, are there any questions?
When I was reviewing it, there was one thing that popped out at me, and it was PLTW, I think P STEM.
Project Lead the Way.
Project Lead the Way. Okay. Thanks. That did make
Also, we have a typo in there. It's FRIST. It's really first, FIRST, robotics. So I do want to attend to that. I saw that pop out of me at the slide, so I apologize for that misspelling.
Okay. And then did you mention the science of reading? Yeah, I thought you did. I wanted to state it's kind of awesome. Seattle Times had a front page article that Seattle Public Schools is now going to adopt it. And Mississippi, miracle of them excelling so well, they also use that program. So I'm excited that we use it here.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Next item on the agenda is Resolution 2026-05, Scholar-Led Conferences Waiver, and I'll read that resolution. A resolution of the Board of Directors of the Federal Way Public School District Number 210 requesting a waiver for Federal Way Public Schools grades K to 12 of the minimum 180-day requirement for the 2026-27 and 2027-28 and 2028-29 school years, WAC 180-18-050, for the purpose of conducting student-led conferences. Whereas the Federal Way School District believes that scholars who are able to articulate their strengths in the areas needing focus have a greater chance to achieve their learning goals. And whereas the scholar contact hours remain over the state required time, maintaining on average 1,027 hours, grades 1 through 12. And whereas the agreement by and between the Federal Way School District and Federal Way Education Association annually calendars 4 school days for parent, scholar, teacher conferences, commonly referred to as scholar-led conferences. And whereas Goal 2 of the district's strategic plan focuses on high levels of participation in scholar-led conferences, and Goals 1 and 4 of the strategic plan emphasize high-quality teaching, learning, and scholar achievement. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Federal Way Public School District Number 210 Board of Directors requests that the minimum 180 school day year requirement be waived for Federal Way Public Schools to allow for 4 non-scholar days, which include two full days in November 2026 and 2 full days in April 2027 for the 2026-27 school year, 2 full days in November 2027 and 2 full days in the March 2028 for the 2027-28 school year, and 2 full days in November 2028 and 2 full days in April 2029 for the 2028-29 school year. During this time, scholars will attend school with a parent or adult representative to meet with staff for a parent-teacher conference, which improves scholar achievement, scholar relationships, and scholar activities. Adopted by the Board of Directors of the Federal Way Public School District Number 210, King County, Washington, in a regular meeting thereof held on the 31st day of March, 2026. At this time, we'll entertain a motion.
Move the Board of Education approve Resolution 2026-05, Student-Led Conferences Waiver as submitted.
I'll second it.
I have a motion. Do I hear a second? Second.
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion?
I just wanted to say I really like, I've been on the board a while and we've kind of worked through this a few times, and it feels like we found a really good sweet spot because it gives flexibility for parents. We really have all day. I know some of our teachers are there until 7 at night. I know they still offer them on Zoom. And I'm really proud of the attendance rate because sometimes you'll hear things like, well, if parents were more involved, but we actually have participation in our student-led conferences at over over 85%, over 90%. So it really is nice that our parents are involved and they do show up for student-led conferences, and we do it in a multitude of facets. And then I'll just say shout out to like so many parents and PTAs, because I've already seen online where like parents are bringing in dinners for teachers and snacks for teachers. I know I got hit up and I was like, of course. So it's not only parents and community be involved, but I also think it's a nice time to just show appreciation to our educators. So I think it's worked out pretty well so far. And if you're like me, you want to slip out on vacation a little early, you can also do your student-led conference, because they're not going to let you forget. And then you can go on your spring break as a parent. Thank you.
So, so I have yeah, we have discussion, yes.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is school reports. We have three scholar reporters, and they all each meeting. This meeting we have Yandel Barron Toledo and Sophia Majors. No, Izzy Owens reporting. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Internet Academy recently had an onboard Zoom meeting for new scholars recently. There's not much to report on for specific schools this time around, but I'm sure we're all really focused on the home stretch till spring break. When I think of enrichment opportunities, I not only think about how something can directly impact a scholar's future, but indirectly. Someone interested in environmental science would most likely be interested in investing time into a community garden. It makes sense, though I think indirect is as important as direct, such as community-focused events that aim not to just cultivate direct pathways, but also cultivate networking amongst students, whether that be in the business field or in a more social sense. Scholars feel most strong when backed by peers. Programming like this allows for scholar innovation, which is one of the best skills to hone, to be an innovator, to enter a field and not just study it, but change it. Scholar-led lessons outside of a link crew sense can definitely help hone that skill to let a scholar teach other scholars about a passion that they so deeply care about. Not only could help them reinforce their passion for said subject, but broaden other scholars' understanding of the world in a sense. We all have a piece to give, that is undeniable, but the opportunity for us to give that piece, that's often denied. This could take place during an advisory lesson, but the process of picking who presents shouldn't feel like just another assignment they had no say in. Rather, there should be an effort to collaborate with the scholar's mind rather than to simply extract something from it. Thank you.
Across areas 1 and 4, students are highly engaged in both academic and school culture, but are also balancing increasingly demanding schedules as the year progresses. There is a strong focus on testing and end-of-year preparation, like choosing classes for the next school year on Schoollinks, which students have mentioned has been a little bit harder to navigate than previous years. And in Area 4, student involvement in leadership and activities is especially strong. ASB elections are underway with high participation across grade levels, which I saw just as I was walking around TJ. There's posters everywhere for elections, and alongside advisory meetings and assemblies that keep students involved and connected. School culture is also being strengthened through events like Lip Dub and class competitions, which are creating a sense of unity and school pride. Meanwhile, seniors are in a pivotal moment as they begin finalizing their post-graduation plans, like finishing their high school and beyond plans. At Todd Beamer, Senior Scoop Advisory provided a structured opportunity for seniors to review important end-of-year milestones, stay informed about upcoming events, and meet individually with administrators and teachers to ensure they are on track for graduation. This kind of intentional support is especially valuable during such a transitional time. Overall, while students are motivated and involved, there's a clear need for better support in managing stress, planning for the future, and accessing opportunities beyond the classroom. One major gap is lack of accessible, structured enrichment opportunities outside of the school day. Programs focus on career exploration, such as internships, mentorships, and job shadowing, along with workshops on real-world skills like financial literacy, networking, and public speaking, would help students build confidence and prepared for life after high school. These opportunities are often limited or dependent on personal connections, which can create inequities in access. Additionally, there's a strong interest in expanded academic programming that goes beyond traditional coursework and focuses more directly on real-world application. And I think our district does a really good job at giving non-traditional coursework, but I think some opportunities for growth, such as college application support, career pathway exploration in fields like business, healthcare, technology, and hands-on interest-based learning would allow students to better connect what they are learning in school to their future goals. Providing these kinds of experiences would not only increase engagement, but also ensure that students feel more equipped, informed, and confident as they move forward.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is superintendent comments. Dr. Pfeiffer.
Yes, thank you very much. So our new Korean English dual language program at Olympic View K-8 continues to shine. On March 20th, I had a chance to visit our kindergarten's first Korean folklore art show. It was inspired by the Korean folk tales they read in class, and the young artists brought each story to life through their colorful and creative, imaginative art displays, ranging from paper lanterns to miniature towns and much, much more. And it was an absolutely incredible art show. So when it happens again next year, I'll make sure that you guys put that on your calendar so you can join me and watch our little artists at work. The third annual Federal Public Schools Music Festival was a resounding success. And on March 19th and 20th, our Midland High School school students performed alongside other musicians from across the district at the Federal Performing Arts Center. That was led by the music instructors and guest conductors. 374 of our students showcased their incredible talent and what actually is possible with only a few days of practice. While they practiced, it was intense those few days prior to. I got to drop by and watch them as they were perfecting in preparation for their showcase events. And this year we expanded the event to a 2-day affair, and each day guests were blown away by the orchestra, the choir, and the band scholars' musical talents. What we're trying to get as we think forward to next year, trying to organize, is perhaps bringing in our elementary choirs so that they too can have a showcase. And hopefully in the future, we're going to be doing something like Federal Way Public Schools Players. And I know Dr. Rudnicki is hating me right now as I keep expanding her role in this area, but thinking about how do we combine the 4 comprehensive high schools theater programs into one showcase event where they're working on one play during the year. So that's to come. That's a work in progress, but I did want to just recognize the hard work of our team, thank our incredible music teachers as well as the conductors and other musicians that came across from to our state to support the event. And of course, you already heard about the Decatur High School Jazz Band 1 and their performance at the Paramount Theater. Really was sold out crowd, 3,000 people, standing ovation at the end. Lots of comments about just the superiority of the program at large. And that doesn't happen on its own. It happens with dedicated staff such as Mr. Leslie. And we really do have phenomenal music teachers here in Federal Way. And we're really trying to invest time, attention, and resources into the program so students have opportunities. And I just want to thank our music team here in Federal Way as well as the support that they receive here at the district office, because we really are seeing something start to take hold where kids are actually able to share their brilliant musical talents. Last Thursday, we had our STEAM Exploration Night, and thousands of families joined the district-wide event. We had booths, workshops, demonstrations, and more. About 150 booths, I believe, this year with partners, more than any other year. And the arts continued to be highlighted through performances, crafts, engineering, design, and more. And I want to thank all of the partners that helped contribute to the event, that allowed to showcase the connection between what kids are learning in college and career pursuits. So thank you to our partners, and thank you for the team here in Federal Way Public Schools for making a sensational event available to our families. You've already heard, you just did a resolution for student scholar-led conferences, and Thursday and Friday, we have our spring scholar-led conferences. And as always, just like Director Phillips says, it's just a really wonderful time for our families to come into the schools to connect with their teacher, to hear about the successes, academic successes, and also areas of growth. And we're always hoping for 100% participation. So there's my shameless plug on that. But I'd love to see more parents in our schools. So I'm looking forward to Thursday and Friday. Our summer learning registration is open. There are multiple in-person summer learning opportunities for scholars this year, and we've expanded to offer full-day programming for grades kindergarten through 7th grade. So if you're interested, get the word out. You can find all the information on our website. And then our final Family Academy of the year. It's difficult for me to even understand how quickly our school year has gone, but we're at spring break next week. And of course, as soon as we come back, it goes very quickly. But we have the Bridging the Gap Supporting Students Through Change, and that is occurring on April 23rd. And it's an event that will empower our families to support their children as they transition into that next school year. So we always offer it not only in person, but Zoom, dinner, interpreters, childcare, the whole entire package. It's going to happen at Lake Grove Elementary. And again, wish everybody a restful spring break, April 6th through 10th next week. And we'll return back to our learning on April 13th. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Pfeiffer. Next item on the agenda is school board comments, beginning with Director Gollings.
Thank you, Dr. Jones. And I love hearing about the STEAM Exploration Night. I'm very excited for some science and technology that's going to be happening tomorrow. It's the first launch window for the Artemis 2 mission going around the moon. So for the first time in 50 years, humans are going to go all the way to the moon. And I just think it's such a great opportunity for our scholars being right here in the middle of Boeing, Blue Origin. There's a lot of space work that happens in our area, and I just think it's a really exciting thing that we can tell our scholars about. See what you could contribute to in the future. So, yeah, just want to share that.
Thank you, Director Phillips.
I'll keep mine short. I just wanted to say I had it on my goals to see the speech and debate team, and I wasn't able to do it. So this was really cool. It's exciting to be at the school and to just see the brilliance in our scholars. And then it was great to meet some of them. Another one I haven't gone to observe yet was the bowling league, but I got to talk with a couple of them on the way in the door, and they're incredibly proud of their work. So it's always fun to just see what our students accomplish during this time of year.
Thank you. Vice President Davis.
Yes, as usual, I am always impressed with our scholars and their achievements, and they really stick to what it is they've learned and what it is their goals are. And so I'm always impressed with that. And I'm glad that I can see in real time what the district is doing for our scholars in the district. And I love that when I walk into a classroom, I can really point out what has been presented to me. So what I think I'm looking forward to hearing about is, now that we have these assurance teams up and running, some of the feedback about that. And then just knowing that Thomas Jefferson is going, staying in true faith of who they are with high quality everything is great. And just with the debate team and all of that, it's just wonderful. And the sports teams and all of that around the district, it's just great to hear. And I'm just glad that the kids are staying encouraged and not finding that they need to just kind of like fall off because of things that maybe they hear and be discouraged. So I'm glad that they're staying encouraged and keeping up, keeping their standards up and sticking to their goals. And so that's a good thing. So other than that, I don't have any other comments. Thank you.
Thank you. Director Murphy.
I had a wonderful morning at Illahee. absolutely blown away again and again. They're doing remarkably well. I was really interested. I like to watch this stuff in the hallway because that tells me a lot. And very interesting to go through the hallway and read what the kids actually write. When they were doing their passing, they were so better behaved than my school ever was. We really had fun bumping into each other, but they were very respectful. I was very impressed. So I do, since this is March, and I want to give one last shout out to the Celtic Heritage, its contribution to our country, and particularly to my ancestors. The Scotch-Irish my Scotch-Irish ancestors were Presbyterians. Many of them were deans at St. Andrew's Guild, and that's apparently where golf began. The British, this is the interesting part, the British sent the Presbyterians to Ireland to convert the Irish Catholic country to the Anglican Church of England. When they failed, the Crown turned on the Scots and persecuted them. It has been said we won the American Revolution because of the Scotch-Irish who joined the fight. My family came in 1773, picked up arms to fight the British. My ancestor, William Finley, went on to become a significant member of the Pennsylvania legislature and vigorously refused to ratify the Constitution until basic liberties such as freedom of speech, religion, right to assemble, trial by jury, and many more, all known as the Bill of Rights, were added that we cherish today. Jefferson, Monroe, Adams, and others were anti-federalists, as was William Finley, who opposed strong central elitist government. Finley firmly held beliefs came from his opposition to the British ecclesiastical form of government. And many of his books elaborate on the unrest and the civil military conflicts that took place during the religious Reformation that impacted Europe for decades. And that's why there was such a tremendous focus on freedom of religion. And likewise, the Irish that began the parochial schools in America, and they were formed due to the denigration that the Irish experienced. The Bishop of New York City sent for Irish clergy and nuns to start Catholic schools in America, and with high quality education as a result. So we have much to be grateful for the Irish and Scots that knew all too well the lack of religious freedom. And today we should reflect on past times and not allow ideologies to divide us, and embrace viewpoint diversity and be grateful for American freedoms. And lastly, I just want to share this. I once asked my father what our heritage was, and he said, American. And I said, no, Dad, I have to know what is my heritage. He says, American, we're not British, we fought them.
Thank you. I'd like to thank Principal Rush for welcoming us to TJ and giving us an overview of some of the wonderful programs they have here, including the National Baccalaureate Program, the leadership team, and how they support their freshmen here with the spirit of giving and so on. Obviously, the outstanding speech and debate performance. I want to especially call out the young person who spoke in at least 5 languages to us tonight. I counted 5. Top 10 national math team, focusing on improving their test scores, improving their sense of belonging and the sense of safety, reaching out to various community groups to come into the schools to assist, all the different things they're doing to reach out to our multilingual families, Dari Night, Spanish Night, and so on. Their 9th grade success, their increasing success rate in students who are passing all their classes, just all the different things they're doing here at the high school to create an environment for learning and for acceptance and belonging and for all the success that they're showing here. I was especially interested in the advisory program, Make a Plan Monday and What I Need Wednesday. And I think we need that at the college level as well. The character strong that they're implementing here. So just thank you so much, Principal Rush, and all of your success here at TJ. I really appreciate hearing all about that. And next item we have is public comment. We have one, but it's basically an invitation to the Okay, so I should read the public comment material? Yeah, okay. All right. Federal Way Public Schools Board of Education recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of involving members of the public in its meetings. Per the Open Public Meetings Act, OPMA, public comment should enhance rather than hinder the effective transaction of the district's business. We respect your perspectives and value your civil input and suggestions. The board will listen to public comment, but we don't respond to public comment. However, depending on the nature of your topic or question, the superintendent may ask district administrative staff to follow up. Please keep your comments brief, concise, respectful, and no longer than 3 minutes. No verbal complaints or charges against any district employee or individual director will be allowed during public comment. Thank you in advance for your comments. First public comment is Jewel Tao. Okay. Okay. And others.
Good evening, Board President Dr. Jones, members of the board and Superintendent Dr. Pfeiffer. Sorry. My name is Jewel Tao, and I am a member of our Thomas Jefferson's FRC robotics team, RAID. In our team, we learn technical skills in STEM, ranging from learning machines, programming, CAD, and accounting skills to manage our funds. Currently, we are ranked 20 in the Pacific Northwest and are currently in the top 4% in the world, allowing us to go to district championships next week and potentially qualify for Worlds. However, if we make it to World Championships, we won't have enough money for us to travel. And in addition, we are unsure of what the future of our team will look like without the support we require. Each year, with our low funds and recognition, we worry we won't have a team nor a robot for next year. I would like to pass it to my members of our robotics team.
Hello, my name is Natalie. I am the captain of RAID. Through this program, I have discovered a passion for electrical engineering. I now have 100% acceptances to engineering programs in colleges that I applied to throughout Washington and California. This program has been so important to me, and I want to ensure they have the support they need to keep going for students that come after me.
Hello, my name is Dyla Rivera Hernandez. I'd like to quickly share my experience with RAID as an example as to why all students should have this opportunity. I joined the program on design team, and I thought it was really great. I had a passion for engineering, so I joined. There are so many skills that you can learn: business, design, build, and programming. I joined build. It was more of manual labor type thing. Turns out that I liked it, but I didn't necessarily love it. So I decided to join a different team. So I learned CAD. Now I'm the design captain. So there are so many skills you can learn and just play around with. Every student should have this opportunity. And this is why we think that we deserve some recognition.
Hi, my name is Kelly Lai, and all we ask for right now is for the school board to stop by room D104 after the school board's meeting to see the passion of Thomas Jefferson's RAID robotics team.
Hi, my name is Laura Wales, and I am Natalie's mom, and I'm also a mentor of RAID Robotics in my second year. I found the program to be so inspiring for students that I decided I wanted to be a part of it as well, not only as a parent, but as a mentor to give back to the community of TJ and to help the kids along their journey of finding what's important to them. The program needs support, and we encourage you all to stop by. We'll be in D104 for until 8:30 tonight.
Thank you for your comment and perfect timing. Yes, probably because of that robotics. You know how to do things on time. So thank you very much. Yes. Now we'll have Director Murphy report out on the board meeting assessment. Director Murphy.
I have to confess, I'm really not sure. This is my first time doing this. I didn't have any coaching, tutoring, or anything, so I'm not sure what we're doing here. Does someone want to help guide me?
Yeah, I do not mind. I think Dr. Jones actually, it was a while ago though, but Dr. Jones took it over last time to.
Because last year I was very ill.
No, you were here that day, and anyway, What we do as school board directors is try to make sure that we are actually good at our job. And this is a way for us to keep ourselves kind of accountable. So we do these board monitoring, and we really get a chance to give each other, like, give our board team some feedback. So on here, the first one is talking about our board goal 1, which is around staying at the policy governance, quality improvement. And then it kind of shows some examples of the things that would support that, and then some indicators for us doing that work as school board directors. So one of the things that we can do is make sure to send our questions to the superintendent in advance, making sure we review the documents in advance. I know it's like utilizing all the website and online information that's posted ahead of time. I know that's where I go to review my board work ahead of time, as well as what we get emailed, and then reviewing the agenda in advance. So I think overarchingly, I would say our board does a pretty good job of learning, making sure to study, and reaching out to our board president for follow-up questions, and to our superintendent. And then for goal 4, we're supposed to be talking about our superintendent support. So again, it gives you some evidence and things that we can be doing as school board directors. So I think this one, personally, if I were doing the assessment, I would just remind school board directors to make sure when we're supporting our superintendent to communicate if we're not going to be at meetings. I think we've been historically pretty good with that, but just a friendly reminder, you always call the board president to let her know I will not be at a meeting, and or reaching out to the superintendent, because then our superintendent can continue to support us as needed. I have definitely used those services, and I appreciate that. And then I would just saying, making sure that we're prepared and alert and ready for our meetings. Sometimes it's the end of the day, or I don't know about you guys, but we're all working, so it can kind of be hectic to dial in, but just making sure we're alert and ready for all of our meetings. But otherwise, I think we've been pretty engaged as school board directors. We make sure to attend our one-on-ones and our two-on-ones with our superintendent. And I feel like communication has been going pretty good. Overarchingly, I think we've followed through, and we're still learning. We have a new school board director, so it's kind of interesting to get the role, but making sure to check in with your board president, even when communicating with the community, and then checking in with our superintendent and kind of fielding it out from there. So overarchingly, I think we're moving in the right direction, but we want to continue to stay at the policy level so that our superintendent can continue to do the work that she's doing. That's what I would say if I was doing it, but I'm not.
So do we open this up to others on the board that might want to comment? Or no?
Normally, it's done by the assessor, the board director.
So I would have just done this based on my own opinions, right? Not, okay.
Based on the evidence and the indicators that were provided as examples.
And it's generally about the meeting itself, during the meeting.
Right.
For people be prepared at that meeting, did people?
Okay, well, I see two things that I would focus on. The last one, board goal 4, cohesiveness of the board at the meetings, work study sessions. And I think that we're doing what we are expected to do. My only concern is that at the board meetings and work study, we really don't sit down and talk about details. Like tonight, we get a presentation, we get to ask questions, but we don't really have opportunities to really work out some nuts and bolts that maybe we need to understand better, or that we want to put forward to guide the school. And I know it's minuscule, but I think that's an important fact that I think we overlook. And then second of all, follow-up questions with the president of the board. I've often wanted to reach out, but with her work schedule and when I'm thinking about an issue, I just don't know when's a good time to contact her. I don't have her personal, phone number. I'm wondering if she carries her blue phone with her at all times. So I just, as a result, have just relied on Dr. Pfeiffer, who has been very generous in sharing with me and answering my questions. Thank you.
Director Murphy, I would, everybody is attached to that blue phone. So it's like your best little friend. So you can contact any school board member or myself directly on our blue phones. Absolutely. We are attached to them, maybe even dysfunctionally.
All right. Thank you for sharing. And with that, we are adjourned.